Hey, it's time for another Uncle Gregory Let's Play in Arkham Knight, and spoilers ahead, I'm actually going to spoil the level 11 bits out of this game, so if you don't know who the Arkham Knight is and you want to keep it a secret, stop watching right now! Okay, so this first clip is Batgirl, and I've included this one because I fouled up real bad and accidentally exploded. So this is from the Batgirl DLC, A Family Matter I think it's called, in which Batgirl is rushing to save Commissioner Gordon from the Joker, and Robin's tagging along as well. This is quite early on in everyone's career, so it's set quite early on in everyone's career, so the Joker is still alive, and Joker's idea is to basically give Batman a Valentine's Day gift of killing Batgirl and Robin. Because, you know, he's like that. It can't be too... you know, it's like some time has passed. They've obviously been going around for a while because it's the Tim Drake Robin. So we've already had Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. Yeah, and just as we get to the end of this, you will notice that the voice of the voice of the Joker in this is none other than the fabulous Mark Hamill, the Joker's voice. Yeah, he was back. He wasn't... last I heard, Arkham City was his last one. And so when he turned up in this one, I was really, really stunned. So, for those who don't mind the spoiler, if you want to know the story, here it is. Batman basically got infected with some Joker blood, and then there's a kind of disorder that he starts to absorb the Joker's personality into his head, so he basically has a Joker living inside him. And once he gets a big dose of fear toxin, Scarecrow's fear toxin, so the one thing Batman fears the most, obviously, is turning into the Joker, and you know, the antithesis of everything that he is and stands for. This is just Batgirl trying to disarm a bomb, and I don't know why I got this wrong. I've done this bit like 3 or 4 times now. I was just trying to get through this again to get the final achievement for it, but yeah. So there you go. So during the whole story, I don't know why I'm talking about this while the Batgirl thing's planned, but it's fun. Because Joker's living inside your head, he's basically like an illusion, so he constantly turns up everywhere. He knows Batman is Bruce Wayne, although whether he knew that all along or not is... oh, here he is.
Everything is in a smile.
Mark Hamill, he is the Joker. Eh? I mean, Heath Ledger was good, but Mark Hamill's Joker. So the next one is Batman and Robin, the dynamic duo. It's one of the new challenge maps that just came out today, being the 2nd of September here. Finally, you get to unleash the 2 guys at once. You could already do Batman and Nightwing, but now you get to do Batman and Robin. And I've put a way more loading screen in there than I should have, but well, I'm leaving it as is. I'm also breaking out the New 52 costumes, because New 52 Robin actually looks pretty cool to my mind. It reminds me of the suit that what's his name wore in Batman Forever. For that movie's many faults, Robin's costume was not one of them, except for the nipples, which were stupid. I don't know why that was even a thing. Boop. Yeah, so the multiplayer combat is bags of fun. I still love it. I've probably said that before. Bloop. Yeah. So I just want to talk about Arkham Knight. I want to talk about the story and how it plays out and what I thought of it. So I thought I'd give you guys some nice combat to go with it. Now, just before I start though, the new challenge maps are bags of fun, and the ones I enjoyed the most I've absolutely screamed through and gotten 3 stars already, so I'm kind of done. So now, I don't know, I guess I could go back and play them for fun, which I do and will, but yeah, especially Batman and Robin here, this is a fun map. One of the other 2, actually, yeah, I'm not talking about the story just yet. The other 2 are a Catwoman fight where you're fighting the little robots and you have to change their colours around, which is a really fun little mechanic. And there's a Robin one which is coming up later that I've actually tried to trim down a bit because it was about 10 minutes long, where you basically have infinite amount of bad guys. They do not stop coming, so you just have to hold out as long as you can. I don't see why Robin has to have that you know, the unwinnable situation, but there you go. And someone had to have it, I guess. Robin was the lucky draw. it makes sense for Catwoman to have the Riddler bots because that's who she fights in the main story. Catwoman only turns up because Riddler's kidnapped her. So, just changing the subject over to the Arkham Knight story. So, right off the bat, the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. He's the Red Hood. It's kind of the Under the Red Hood story, but done Arkham Knight style, done very differently. Arkham Asylum, the Arkham games. Because Joker's dead, he couldn't really have that big story that we see in Under the Red Hood. One of the best stories I've seen in a while. One of the best movies, certainly. Baff. Bonk. If this cuts weirdly, that's me. So yeah, I was surprised by Jason Todd. I went into it not knowing who the Arkham Knight was, why he was called the Arkham Knight. Didn't make any sense to. No, it's not Zatanna. I've said that a bunch of times. It's Jason Todd. Jason Todd is the second Robin. For those who might not be too up with their Batman stuff, there's been heaps of Robins over the years, but the big three have been the first one, Dick Grayson, who you probably know the best from movies and TV and cartoons and stuff. The second was Jason Todd, who was really, really hated by the fans. They had the scene where Joker is beating him to death, beating him with a crowbar, and they actually had a call out to the fans to say, look, write in and tell us whether Jason survives or not. And they overwhelmingly voted to get rid of him. Because at the time Jason was very much just a rip-off of Dick, who had kind of grown up and become Nightwing. So he even had the same origin story where it was like his parents were killed in a circus act. So probably not DC's best work. So I do like the idea of, like, I like the Red Hood story. I like Jason Todd as a character, and one of the 17 reboots Batman's had over the years, maybe 50 by now, I don't know. He was a tough street kid, and Batman came across him when he was nicking the wheels off the Batmobile. Just, why wouldn't you? I don't know where you'd sell them to. It's like, you want to buy Batman's wheels? Like, frick no, I can do with that, getting both my arms broken. But yeah, he gets killed by the Joker, and that bit stays, where he gets basically beaten to death by the Joker, and Batman isn't quick enough to save him, and then he comes back after being resurrected by Ra's al Ghul's pit, which name slips my mind temporarily, the Immortal Pit. And he becomes like evil Batman. He's willing to kill people. He takes big cuts off the street, lots of money. This final one is you're rushing to stop guys from robbing a bank. And then I'm in the Earth X costume, the Zur-NR costume, which looks pretty cool. It's got covered in weird scars though. I don't know, maybe there's another alternate version of this that I'm unaware of. But I was surprised by Jason Todd because about halfway through the story, Batman's like falling apart at the seams because of the Joker, the Titan formula that he gets injected with in Arkham City, and the Scarecrow fear gas making a bad cocktail, and he's having real bad hallucinations, and he starts seeing Jason everywhere, and you get basically Jason's backstory. So it was like, okay, that's cool, but it really kind of came out of like left field. Doing the Arkham Knight obviously wanted to do the anti-Batman, that classic comic storyline where the hero is basically fighting a darker version of himself, and in this it's Jason Todd, and that makes great sense storyline-wise. But yeah, like he'd never been mentioned in any of the other games, and so him turning up was weird. And I imagine for people who are less familiar with it, all of a sudden coming across this Robin who's tied up and getting tortured by the Joker must have been really weird. It was also implied that Batman never actually came across Jason's body, so he didn't die and was resurrected by Lazarus Pit. He's just a Joker just tricked him into thinking, no, Jason's dead because I sent you a video. It's like the Batman wouldn't accept that as fact. And from there on out, it's Jason's just desperate to get his revenge on Batman, who he thinks has abandoned him and betrayed him, mostly because Batman's taken up Timothy Drake as the new Robin, so Jason feels like he's already been replaced. That's something he brings up a lot, like, how long did you wait till you replaced me? I did really like the Arkham Knight look, but why Jason would have chosen to name himself the Arkham Knight, aside from just to throw Batman off, I guess, to not know who he is, just like took the random words and sort of jammed them together to make this new thing. Obviously, it was partially made because it's they're actually calling it the trilogy, the Arkham series. So I guess Arkham Origins is the deformed child in a little fez hat with a massive dump in his pants. Yeah, it seemed kind of shoehorned in. I was like, that's a shame. Not that I don't like the Jason Todd or the Red Hood, especially this costume. It just looks friggin' awesome. Also, we're about to end. Oh, I guess I'll have to pause it there. But my final word on it is that it ends really dramatically, and Batman kind of reveals his identity to the world as him, Bruce Wayne, unnecessarily, when the solution to his problem would have just been to jump on the old mic and call up Nightwing, who's literally in town, and could have just shattered him and then sprung in to save the day. But he doesn't do that because he's Batman. That's it. Bye. This has been Uncle Grey Let's Play. Woo!